Welcome everyone. This is session 2 of Ask Me Anything with Dr. Manoj Rathinaswamy on NGSF Internship. You can ask him your queries regarding the NGSF Internship Program directly. Dr. Manoj, will you please introduce yourself and tell us what is the NGSF Internship Program?
Yeah, thank you. So my name is Manoj, and I am a co-founder of NGSF, and I am responsible for the NGSF Internship Program. And the NGSF Internship Program was started roughly about 3-4 years ago, and our goal is to help students be funded while they are pursuing their summer internships. Again, just a quick reminder that we do not provide internships directly. If you're accepted in a research lab, in an academic research lab, we are willing to support you, provided that you are selected for the program. This is what we do. We understand that a lot of people, especially in India, are unpaid summer interns. I think we want to change that. We want to help people, stay financially supported while they're pursuing their internship. Because at the end of the day, you are performing work. Whatever you do is for the benefit of the lab you're working for. And I think we think you should be paid. And so this is what we're trying to do here. And so this session is basically a way for you to ask questions to me so that I can help you with any queries that you have with the program. The application for the program ends at the end of March. So there is a month and a half left. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. And we can always help you. Even after the session is done, if you have questions, please let us know on Discord. There's a channel for the NGSF Internship Program. Yeah, we can help you. Thanks.
For the people attending the session, if you have any questions, you can raise your hands and we will invite you on the stage to ask the question directly to Dr. Manoj. Dr. Manoj, the most asked question recently is regarding the how to get the unique application ID while filling up the form. Can you please elaborate on this?
Yeah, so if you're on Discord already, you just need to go to your profile. So when you go to your actual profile name, say for example, my name is Manoj, and my profile reads as Manoj, and then if you actually go to my profile name, there is a number after my name. So my number is 1157. So my application ID, should I apply for the program, would be MAN. So the first 3 letters of my Discord name, not your actual name, your Discord name, followed by the 4-digit number. So mine will be MAN 1157. So that's how you make your application ID.
Awesome. So many people are also not clear on finding labs and applying to a PI. How to correctly or apply or find a host PI?
Yeah, so the way you do that is usually through email. So to make things easy, if you go to our website, we have this whole section on recommended institutes. So if you don't know where to start, you can always go there. There's a list of institutes where we think substantial amount of research is being done. So you just need to go to those research those institute websites. Try to find out what all the labs are doing. Understand if some of those labs work on something that you're really interested in. And if you're interested in something, just go ahead, send an email to the lab, to the PI, so the head of the lab. Ask them that you want to work under them. You're really interested. Please make these emails specific to the lab. So ideally, you'd want your email to have general parts. So just the first paragraph where you introduce yourself, say, I am X, I am studying in this university, I am in my 3rd year, 2nd year, whatever. And just tell them that you're really interested in a field that they're working on. And in the second paragraph, I'd really, ideally, you'd want to explain why you're particularly interested in their lab. So for this, you want to read at least a few of their recent publications, try to understand what they're doing. And tell them that a certain publication was really great. It really, piqued your interest, so really it made you really curious. So you want to read some papers at least. You don't need to really go into depth. You need to have a basic understanding of what the lab is doing, and you should tell them why you were interested in that. And then you can end with a third paragraph saying that you're really motivated, tell good things about yourself. And also don't forget to mention that you are planning to apply to us should you get selected. Because some labs, they don't want to get interns because they have to pay them, or it's like a financial thing. So if you tell them that you're applying to us, that could also be a positive factor in your application. This is how you apply to a lab. And once you get accepted in any lab in India, it doesn't have to be a recommended institute. It could be any lab in India. Please apply to us, and then we'll go over your application, and then we'll make a decision on if we want to fund you.
Okay. What are the requirements for a NGSF internship selection? On what basis are candidates selected? CGPA or any other criteria?
Yeah, so to be honest, CGPA is probably the last thing we look at. The very first thing that we wanted to see is a research proposal. See, the research proposal is nothing like very complicated. We just want to understand that you're genuinely interested in the lab that you're going to work in. So you just need to tell us what you're planning to do. You don't have to be very specific. We understand that a lot of labs don't want to disclose everything. You can always be general about that, but you need to have some understanding of the field you want to work in. Again, we don't care about the language, so we don't care so much of the English grammar and stuff like that. As long as we understand what you're trying to convey to us, as long as you have a clear goal in mind, as long as you have a basic understanding of the lab you're going to work with, that's what we are looking for. And so that is the biggest part of your application. I think that is what pretty much decides if you're going to get selected. Stuff like CGPA and all of that may be used for like tiebreakers and stuff like that. But as far as we are concerned, that's not the first criteria we are looking at. If you have a nice research proposal, you will be usually selected for the interview. Once you get selected for the interview, that's going to decide if you're going to get selected ultimately. So having a good research proposal is pretty much what counts. That's what I think.
So for having a good research proposal, what are the guidelines? Is there any do's or don'ts? Anything like that?
Yeah, so I think our guidelines are pretty clear on the website. There's a font size, there's a page size. It needs to be one page. And we have a set of questions we want you to answer. So we are really looking for the people who can convey, all the information that we've asked for in the shortest, in the one page. We understand that one page is sometimes not enough, but I think it's really a skill that you need to develop as a researcher, is to write concisely and convey your knowledge or your understanding of things. I think it's really powerful, and we want you to get started with it here. That's what we want you to do.
For people joining newly, you can ask any questions regarding internship program by raising your hand. We will invite you on stage and you can directly ask to Dr. Manoj. For transcripts, what kind of transcripts are needed? Should we pay to the university and get the official transcripts, or is a grade card or something similar enough?
Please don't pay for your transcripts. Please don't pay for anything. This program is completely free to apply. You will get paid if you get selected. We don't want you to pay for anything. So if your university asks you to pay for transcripts and documents like that, please just get like an online version of the document. That's all. That's enough. So, the transcript or the statement of marks you get when your semester exams are done and when the results of the semester exams come out, that's all we care about. We don't just put all of them together in one PDF and give it to us. That's all we want. Please do not pay for anything when you apply.
Okay, so what is the process after we get selected? Is there anything to report, or is there anything we should do?
Those are part of the intern requirements that we put on the website. So I'm not really going to go into the specifics because I really want to focus on applying to the program, not post-selection. I think that's something we can talk about later. But while you're doing your internships, we want you to write. So we want you to learn to write, and we want you to learn to present. I think these are important skills that are going to help you as an academic in the future. So you'll be writing reports. You'll be giving a presentation at the very end, and we'll have some questions. But I mean, nothing. That's not there. It's not like an examination or something. It's just something we want you to develop, and we'll just give you pointers on how you can make yourself better. Yeah.
So there's this new thing called remote internships. Can you please elaborate on that?
Yeah. So the year after we started our internship program, the pandemic happened, and a lot of labs closed down. A lot of people could not do internships. Some people had the opportunity to, do remote internships, and we got a few applications for that. And so we decided that this is going to be a new norm in the future because remote work is becoming, normal. So if you are a computational biologist or someone who's interested in, computational biology, and if you're selected if you've been accepted in a lab that does computational biology, and if you want to work remote, please apply to us. Obviously, the stipend won't be enough. It won't be as much as the on-site intern would get, because obviously they are traveling. They have to, find a place to live. They have to pay rent, stuff like that. People doing remote internships can work from home. They don't need to do all of this. So obviously, the stipend will be lower than the on-site intern, but yeah, we're still willing to pay you.
Okay. Is there any institutes that are not eligible for funding from NGSF?
As long as it's an academic institute, so university, college, research institute, we are willing to fund you. We do not accept applications for internships where you need to pay the institute for an internship. We don't want to encourage that. I think it's unfair for people to ask for money. You're going to work for them. You're learning, but you're still going to work for them. So as long as you don't pay for anything, and it's a research institute. It shouldn't be a company. So we don't sponsor internships for, in industry. We only sponsor academic internships because, that's where the money is tight, and that's where we want to help.
Okay. So one question I saw in Discord is, what if we have no idea or very little idea about the research area but are still interested in applying to the PI? What should we write in the email?
I'd say you'll have to do your research. You cannot have no idea of the research field and apply to a PI, because the PI, every PI gets thousands of emails every day asking for internships, and you're obviously one of them, but you don't want to just end up as another email. You want to convince the PI that you've gone the extra mile. You've read some papers. You've at least tried to understand what they're doing. Obviously, not everyone is an expert when they start, but you want to go that extra mile. You want to tell them that you have tried, and that will help your email be differentiated from the other thousands of emails. And all of their emails, like most of it, they promise just saying, I want to do an internship, I'm interested in biology, or some general stuff like that. You want to be a little more specific than that. You want to tell them, you want to let them know that you've done some research. So that's what you need to do.
Does the audience have any questions regarding this internship program? Yes, Rutuja.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
So my question was, as you told that we have to apply to PI. So only after getting an acceptance from them can we have to apply here in NGSF, or before that?
Yeah, only after you get accepted, yes.
Okay, so that acceptance before the deadline.
Yes, unfortunately, yes.
Okay.
I don't know how far along you're in the process, but yeah, you need to get accepted and then you need to apply to us. I think applying to us is pretty straightforward. You don't need a lot of time to apply to us. I think the bulk of your time will be spent in finding a PI willing to accept you.
Yeah, also I have to ask, whenever we write an email to any of the professor, like to their laboratory, should there be a distinct subject line? Because some of the emails absolutely, like, we don't get replies after 2 or 3 weeks. So what should we do?
Yeah, I promise you a lot of PIs will not reply. So there are two things here, right? So the first thing is they don't have space for an intern. So they just don't have like space to accommodate another person in the lab. In that case, you're completely out of luck. You cannot really convince them to accept you because they just don't have the space. And the second group of PIs are those who have space, but they're looking for the right people. The first type of people will most likely not reply to your emails because, as I told you, they're getting thousands and thousands of emails, and they just don't have the time to reply to everyone. So, sometimes if you don't get replies, just ignore that and go on to the next lab. Just keep applying. The second type of the PI is the one who's looking for an intern, but they're looking for the right person. That's the kind of PI you want to really convince. Sometimes they won't reply to you, maybe they're not impressed, stuff like that. But I think that should not discourage you. It is completely normal for you to get rejected or not get replies from PIs. This is completely normal. It's happening to everyone. Don't get discouraged by that. Just keep looking for other labs and just keep applying. That's how you can, increase your chance of success. I'd say don't just stop applying. Just you send an email to one PI and just wait for their reply. That's not a good strategy because you're wasting time. I just say apply to as many PIs as you can. You might get accepted in 1, 2, 3 labs. Ultimately, then the choice is in your hands, right? You don't just want to wait with one PI. That's not a good idea.
Yeah, thank you. Can we I have applied to one, till now I applied to one lab, but I keep the subject line as a summer internship program. So is it okay or should I change something?
Yeah, I mean, as far as subject lines go, I think you can only say application for summer internship or, summer internship regarding or something like that. I mean, yeah, you cannot really write much more in a subject. So, yeah. Some PIs have filters for those subjects. Unfortunately, those PIs are not looking for interns, so they'll just throw anything that comes with the internship in the subject line to junk. So ignore that. You can't do anything about that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. One more thing. So I don't know if you've read the document. So in Discord, I put up this document called NGSF Intern AMA. I think it's called. So in that document, there is if you go to the last page, there is mention of ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is this AI program that can have a conversation with you, and it can help you with some of your, basic tasks like correcting grammar, writing emails, and stuff like that. So you just have it's free to try. It's not paid and stuff like that. So you just have to Google ChatGPT, and you just have to log in with any of your email, and then you just have to tell ChatGPT that you're applying for an internship program. Sorry, you're applying for an internship for the summer. You can give basic details. So if you go to the document, there is an example of the prompt. The program gives a very nice email. What you have to do is you just have to change parts of the email to match the lab that you're applying to. That's all you need to do. It's very simple. So I would highly recommend that you make use of this program. And yeah, use it to correct grammar as well. So after you finish writing your email, just copy and paste it and say correct grammar in this email. And the program will spit out your email with the correct grammar. So you don't have to worry about English grammar either. So yeah, I'd recommend that you make use of it if you're having a hard time writing emails.
Any other questions from the audience? So for remote internships, can we apply to the abroad universities as well?
That's a good question. That's something we have not come across yet. I'd say apply to us. We'll let you know if we can help you. As far as so far, we have not done that. We have only supported people doing internships in India. So that's an interesting question. I'll let you know. I'll let the applicants know if that's the case. Yeah. But we are definitely not supporting on-site internships. We've got a few emails requesting for funding for applying abroad. Unfortunately, we don't have the finances to do that. We really want to focus on students who are trying to do internships in India because that's where most of the unpaid internships are happening. Yeah. Yeah, I think, if the audience have any questions, please raise your hands. If you don't, then I think we can wrap up. Oh, okay, we have a question here.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, hi, you're audible.
So it's written on the website that to receive the full financial support, we need to submit a work progress report of the internship period. So,
Yeah.
what if the PI doesn't want to share the research progress or something?
Yeah, that is completely fair. I just say remove all the specific information. You don't have to share with us what DNA you're using, like what constructs you're using. You don't have to share all those details. You just have to tell us in general what you're doing. So you don't have to give us specific details. You can keep it as general as possible. And yeah, always before you submit the document to us, show it to the PI. Make sure that you're not breaking any rules. We don't want you to get into trouble. We just want you to help you. We just want to help you to write better. I think that's the goal. We're not trying to learn anything from your research. And yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. We'll give maybe a few more seconds for more questions, and if there are no more questions, we can wrap up.
Sure.
All right. I think I think we can wrap up then. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for attending. Thank you, Dr. Manoj, for answering the queries. If you still have any more questions, you can always post us in the Discord forum. Thank you.
Bye.